Team composition. It's a strange thing in the finals, and I don't normally play with the most optimum team considering what is played in the pro scene, being one of each of the classes. However, at any skill level, losing your medium at the wrong moment can turn into a devastating loss. But what if you didn't have one? Today, I will be showcasing my ideas for a 3-heavy team, their loadouts, and roles to play in game. First, the basics. In my opinion, all heavies should be running Dome Shield because of how powerful it still is. Every heavy in professional play has it in their kit, and for a good reason. All you need sometimes is to check a door, help a teammate mid-fight, or during a steal. And it lets you. What more could you want? As usual, each team member should lean into a more specific role to cover their teammates' weaknesses, so I thought of these.
That'll hold 'em all white.
Your team should always have at least one rapid-fire long-range weapon user to help give covering fire and create pressure for your team, in this case using either the M60, Lewis gun, or possibly Shack 50. Though I think you really want the larger magazine so you don't have to risk reloading as much, and since you should be grouped up, you don't need the solo potential of the Shack, but more so, consistent uptime. But the Shack is too good right now, so experiment and get a feel for it. This role should either run the Winch Claw, since it's just a free kill on Connect, as well as its ability to stop steals, or Goo Gun, if you're willing to use your brain a bit. Goo Gun can be really helpful on more vertical maps like Monaco, Las Vegas, and Cis Horizon, to help assist moving vertically or defending, so give it a shot. The main loadout should run Barricade, and everyone's favorite little guy, the Healing Emitter. Since they generally want to be positioned in the back, they will benefit the most from it, as well as have the time to set it up for when the team needs it. And the whole team will need it. Plus, it might help sustain any defense, res, or steal the team will need to bunker down for. The reserve should have something like Shack 50, or another gun listed if you run the Shack 50, Deagles, RPG, and with one slot open, you can make it a wild space for what you think you might need, but my choice is the anti-gravity cube. The Deagles may seem like a nice option, however you want consistency more than potential, they can just be a little too harsh in magazine size, which can lead to times where they need to concede advantage to reload. But again, since they are so good as an option, especially in the third round, it's great to have just in case. Lastly, RPG because it's a great gadget in many situations, and for anti-gravity cube, in my situation, because it can do well with Goo Gun. You may be tempted, but I would not touch the minigun. It's just not a good choice for the role. With its punishing windup and loud noise that gives away your position, I just find the other machine gun options to be stronger at this point.
What makes me a good demo man? If I were a bad demo man, I wouldn't be sitting here discussing it with you, now would I?
This role is defined by the destruction mechanic, and while all 3 heavies are supposed to shape the battlefield to their desires, it's this player's role to make sure everyone can move efficiently while also exposing the enemy. I believe this role would benefit the most from Charge and Slam, seeing as how they need to be able to push people off their team by prioritizing switching from supporting role 1 and role 3 often. They accomplish this with the KS-23. It's quick, efficient, and some would say it's not the best on its own, but still, destroying a wall with 2 shots is very efficient. While also being able to support from long to mid-range, you can replace the dematerializer medium that is necessary in every comp because you are shooting a near equivalent while covering a similar distance. I think you should run C4 and Lockbolt in your main with this one. The C4 is amazing, its utility, kill potential, and combination with Lockbolt make it an easy choice. Lockbolt is powerful if your team can take advantage, as well as it'll help you and Role 1 keep people at a distance if needed, or in combination with Role 3 help clear out a room. However, you can replace it with Frag Grenade or Healing Emitter if you feel like C4 or Lockbolt aren't doing enough. Your backup should be another gun that you feel comfortable using at long range in case you need it, Healing Emitter, and Barricade, just in case it might be better for you to play support more in your match. And lastly, RPG, if you feel like Lockbolt isn't doing anything for you. However, if you crave a challenge or just want something that requires a different skill set to use, the MGL-32 might be your answer. However, it really suffers from what geometry the arena uses, plus you can end up damaging yourself. Despite that, I still think it can be dominant in the right hands. And since I'm not experienced with the MGL-32, I asked one of the great masters, Truce, if he can help us all learn where to start with the weapon, such as, what specializations would you recommend using with the MGL?
I mean, like, Charge and Slam, definitely. Like, if I'm memeing around, sometimes Goo Gun is fun for it, but like, it's just not good to run with. I don't know. I feel like I can't use anything else. Like, Charge and Slam is not good. Like, I'd say for every other weapon, probably better off with like Dome or with Mesh or what's the shit? The Winch Claw, and even like Goo Gun. But like MGL, you need that extra damage. Because something like a Shack or whatever, I can damage. Say I'm in like a 1v3 fight and I get a full limb on one, and then the other two are just like full HP still. And like Charge and Slam's not really going to do anything. But with an MGL, it's like I'm not getting a single kill by shooting my MGL, and I'm just damaging all of them since it's splash damage. So they get down to like 50 HP, 150, and then just like the Charge and Slam really helps to clean it up. And then like also people right on top of you, you can't do anything with an MGL. So it's, I don't know, I just like can't think of anything else that would really work to like fit that gap where it's just terrible up close.
What equipment would you run with the weapon?
Standard, I'd run like Frag, Pyro, and then Goo. I think Dome is just as good, if not better than Goo, but I just think it fits my playstyle better. And then another reason for Goo is pretty similar to the Barricade, where you can just use it to climb and stuff. Because with like Dome Shield, I have no mobility at all. With like Goo, at least I can climb up stuff. And yeah, I don't know. But sometimes I'll like swap out the frag slot. I'll do like Lock Bolt if there's a flamethrower person, because I just like, I don't know, I can't beat flamethrowers on my MGL. I do Pyro Mines still. Andrewstown put me on that because it's like that C4 tech I was doing, but since it's like Pyro, it doesn't really need like a primer or anything. So that works really well, and then it's like great for stalling cash outs too. And then the trophies, of course. And then I was running RPG a lot, but I don't know, I feel like I'm better off on a frag, unless it's like a lot of lights, then I'll go RPG. But like with a frag, if I'm trying to destroy something, I can like throw a frag at the cash out that someone's stealing that has like no damage to the floor below it. That frag will explode, and by the time my MGL shot is like there and hits the second bounce to explode, they explode at like the same time. So if it was a light or something, they would just dash away after getting hit by like my first nade if I was to shoot like 2 GL shots. So it's like those exploding at the same time, they don't have time to like react and get away. Whereas like an RPG, I would have to shoot it, it would explode once it hits. It would just be like shooting another MGL kind of. But yeah, and then that works for like destruction too. I think it's a frag and like 2 or 3 MGL shots. Because like I would see so many comments like, yo, like why are you running a frag with an MGL? And like I 100% thought that was like the dumbest thing at first too. But yeah, it's just like that nade coming in. There's no grenade indicators in this game, so half the time people don't even like see that it landed next to them, and then the MGL shot go off.
The effective range of the weapon?
Probably like 40 meters, 30 meters. Just like, I don't know, you don't want them to like be chasing you where they're like that close, because you're also dealing damage to yourself. But yeah, I don't know, like it's not like a different weapon where there's drop off like range, like the Shack or whatever. You're like shooting someone 20 meters away, it's like you're tickling them. It's like you're still dealing the same damage to someone 75 meters away as you would like 2 meters away. So I don't know, like sometimes even as a sniper, this thing is insane. I'd say like overall mid-range.
Are suspended structures a particularly difficult position to fight?
Like a slight disadvantage. I think everyone who doesn't have a crazy amount of time on like an MGL would be like, well, how are you gonna bank shot up there? But there's like those poles, and it's so easy to just, it's like the opposite, where other cash out stations that like aren't on a suspended structure, I'm way better off defending it. But when it's like suspended structure and I'm on a MGL, I don't know, I just feel like it's so much easier to be attacking it. Because if I'm like up on a structure and there's like a team pushing and they're on low ground, it's so hard to just bounce a nade from like that angle up there. It's just like such an awkward bounce. and I don't know, I just can like never get hits like that. So I have to like wait for them to come up. But yeah, like it's a small area, so I could just bank shot off of those the like 4 corner poles that are holding it up, and then it's like, I don't know, you'll get so many more hits than you would expect. Plus, like, you're blowing up mines and stuff up there too. So yeah, I don't know. Suspended structures, I feel like overall doesn't like hurt or give an advantage to the MGL. It's just different.
In combat, where would you struggle the most, and how would you change that situation?
I don't know. It's like 1v1s. I'm probably not gonna really win. It's more like, oh, there's these 3 people grouped up right now, and this is like the lucky MGL moment. Like sometimes, for instance, if I'm like inside a house or something, or inside a building, I can just throw, because I'll use grenade instead of dome shield. So I'll just like grenade right in front of me, and not even a light can climb over since the ceiling is so low. I could just bank shot over it, and it's just so free. I don't have that many clips of doing it because it's not like team wipes I'm getting like that, but like, I'm not even joking. That's probably like at least a third of my elims every game. It's just throwing a goo. They can't even contest me, and I just bounce it over. Yeah, but like if you're outdoors or something, you don't have that ceiling. Another thing, what do you do if you're up close? Literally that. It's like so good too, and no one's expecting like to just get gooed off, and they're not gonna know. They can't climb over it, and then they just like sit there, and it's so free sometimes. But the MGL is just not too great, and I don't know. Like I'd rather have a GL not be good, because GLs are probably the most annoying thing you could fight.
Thank you for your time, Truce.
Yo, if you could sum this video up in one thing, like for people trying to use an MGL, just watch me.
Just watch Truce. I couldn't agree more. I will say that if you just want to jump in game without the practice of casual modes to use the more gimmick-based weapons, you should instead start with running the Shack 50 with Healing Emitter and Barricade, and have the KS in your backup.
Sweeper! Sweeper? Make yourself scarce!
I know this role well, and will admit that I built this team with this role in mind, because all I want from my teammates often is just some supporting fire or a clear path to move in. And for this build, the Winch Claw is the obvious choice to me. It just puts opponents in your range longer, moves their trophy into your team, making it harder for your opponents to get a res. For weapon choices, Flamethrower is amazing of course. It stops passive healing with its burn effect, its DPS is insane, it covers your screen in a bright, disorienting fire, can hit people around corners, it gets rid of gas, a very common defense option, huge magazine, fast reload, it's my most used weapon for a reason. It's perfect, but sometimes you need to shoot on a roof and can't move until you do, and that's why you have the Deagles in your backup, to attack places like Hospital on Seoul or Villa on Skyway Stadium. The SA-12-16 can also be a beast and is a great option with Lockbolt or RPG instead of Pyro Mines. Run Barricade. They combo really well with the Flamethrower, to make your opponents push into your optimum range, as well as to cover yourself moving into range. Pyro Mines are necessary with Flamethrower. The toss and pop gives you a large advantage in damage, visual cover, and all of the benefits of every other mine in the game, makes them a necessary choice in any Flamethrower build, and an obvious skill check. The advantage they give you is just too good. However, much like when swapped to Deagles, you would replace them with the RPG when you need to attack an objective in certain situations. If you are playing ranked, it's up to you to consider these things before the round, but in my experience, you can win with Flamethrower on any map. You just can't push through riskier open areas. I've already said a lot about this weapon in the past, so I won't feel the need to reiterate everything possible. If you need to know more, check out my other Flamethrower videos where I start with sections on how to best utilize the weapon. I will add that if you are playing with someone using the MGL32 in a similar style to Truce, you may want to use a different build to support them better. I believe Truce plays his build in a similar role to what I play in role 3, so if you have an MGL player on your team, then you need someone playing something that will better complement that style of play better. Since I played a few games with Truce, I think that ideally one gimmick-based weapon is what's best for the team since it was difficult for either of us to work together in the field. We had some close games, and it felt like we were just missing something in a few key moments, but who knows what may come in future seasons. See you all next time.